Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Bruin Banter. This week we have our special guest, Macy Toronjo.
All the way from Texas.
All the way from Texas.
That's right, folks.
Thanks so much for being on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
Thanks for having me.
Of course. How are you feeling after this weekend? It was a big week for you, right?
I feel so good, actually. Like, I don't even know how to describe the feeling because I haven't competed in over a year due to a rotator cuff tear. But it was just such a liberating experience, and it actually makes me just even more excited for the future. And I had so much fun this weekend.
Yes, so let's go ahead and recap the meet.
So the first meet this weekend, the Bruins were off to Utah and it was kind of a bumpy travel. Our plane ride was actually canceled, so we had to bus all the way to Van Nuys. Some of us bused to Palm Springs, didn't make it. Bus to Ontario was just really hectic, but the Bruins all stayed together. Everyone was a trooper for going with the flow, and I think that helped us as we entered the Utah arena. Now, Utah is extremely rowdy, but it was almost like a football game. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
So the Bruins started off on bars, and Kyla, for the second time, got a perfect 10 on the uneven bars. So congrats, Kyla. Another highlight from the Utah meet was Hallie Mozet and Miss Madison Koshin's floor routine hitting a 9.925. And then the Bruins were off to Beam. And Beam sometimes was really tricky for their last event, but the Bruins stayed strong, and two girls hit 9.95, Madison Koshin once again and Caitlin Ohashi.
After we left Utah on Sunday morning, we all came back, we rested up, we rehabbed, we got massages, we did what we needed to do. We went to bed early.
Got prepared.
All in 24 hours.
And the next day we had another meet at 1 p.m. in Poly Pavilion. The Bruins were really happy to be at home, and though it may not have been our best meet of the season, there were definitely some amazing highlights. One highlight on vault was definitely Sonia Mraz's stuck landing on her Yurchenko layout full. She scored a 9.875, and that was a career high for Sonia, so good job, Sonia. And then the Bruins moved on to bars, and one of the amazing highlights on bars was Miss Pang Lee.
Thanks, guys, thanks.
Scoring a 9.95, doing an amazing dynamic bar routine.
Oh, sexy, Helen.
So after the Bruins had a great solid day on bars, we moved to Beam. And another highlight was Kyla. Guess what she did, Bruin fans? She got another 10. I don't know of any other gymnast who has gotten 2 10s in 2 days.
With all within 48 hours.
Kyla, you are an amazing girl, man. You are great.
You're the GOAT.
Yeah.
Kyla, you're the GOAT, man.
Yes.
Love
Shotty is a 10.
Shotty is a 10.
10. Moving on to floor, there were 2 solid starts on the floor exercise. One of them being Caitlin Ohashi, who led the Bruins off scoring a 9.9. And the second, right after, was Miss Macy Toronjo. Macy had competed for the first time in over a year, and that was her first floor routine in Poly Pavilion. How did that feel?
It was, honestly, it's even hard to describe the feeling. You guys know, the first time going out there representing your school, your teammates, and just that feeling of all your hard work being put out on the floor and it being worth it. So it was just an amazing experience.
Your routine almost made me cry. I remember you hitting your routine. I was so happy after every landing you did, and your routine is so sassy, so dynamic. How did you pick the music? Because did you pick it or Rizal picked it?
I did not. Deanna picked it,
Oh,
actually.
Deanna.
The song is called Renegade, and I told Deanna I wanted something sassy, and it just captivates that sassiness.
Oh my gosh,
I
your
love
routine
it.
is great. I think the whole audience fell in love with you
I
that
think
night.
so too. And I think one thing that's great about your floor routine, coming from the choreographer's perspective, is that the music doesn't really move you, you move the music. And that's a quality that it's hard to possess in any athlete, so props to you.
Thank you.
What was the hardest thing about trying to come back? What are some of the struggles that you went through mentally, physically, emotionally?
Freshman year is the year that you want to prove yourself, and the fact that I could not physically do that.
Right.
And this was the first injury I've ever had that's put me out this long, so I didn't know what to do with my life. And just coming to college and having it's like a different way of life. But I definitely learned so many life lessons that carried through into sophomore year of learning how to balance everything.
So if you had to tell your freshman self one thing, what would it be?
As Miss Val always says, time management, because it's key.
What happened in your freshman year?
I like to talk to people.
Did you get distracted?
Yes.
Do you know everyone that was on your floor?
Yeah, I
That
have one of
is
those floors.
Pang.
Yeah.
Pang Lee also knows everybody that
I'm
was on her
still
floor.
friends with my floor mates.
Oh, shout out to your floor mates.
Shout out to my floor mates, Dogwood D2.
Shout out to Acacia 411. I don't think you guys remember me. I was the girl who fell asleep in the lounge while doing homework.
Not much has changed.
Bruin fans, I just can't stay awake. This is not about me, Bruin fans. This is about Macy T. Oh, Macy. Speaking of dorm life, you still live in the dorms, right? What do you like to do on your spare time? Like, what do you hang out with?
I hang out with my roommate a lot. She's on sand volleyball, which is kind of funny because she's 5'11" and I'm 4'11". So
It's funny because we were talking to Kyla, and Kyla has a volleyball player roommate too.
Yeah.
But the height difference isn't as much.
it is not as much. I keep thinking I'm growing, but I'm not. I've tried everything. Loretta yanks on my legs. It just doesn't work.
Another struggle that I know that you had this year was while you were coming back to gymnastics, you actually had a health struggle.
I did. I had a major health scare with my eyes. It was honestly the weirdest thing. I was at the grocery store like Sunday night and I looked down at my toes and I was like, my toes are bent. I thought I was just super dehydrated and tired, so I just drank a bunch of water and went to bed, but I woke up the next morning and I couldn't see anything. It wasn't black, it was just like everyone's faces were distorted and everything was blurry. It was just very scary.
That's terrifying. I remember you coming into Casa and I looked at you and you could not even open your eyes.
It was scary. The scariest thing I've ever experienced, not being able to see. But I think it definitely gave me like a whole new appreciation of like life in general.
Yeah.
Because anything can be taken away like that.
Right.
And like just you have to enjoy every moment of life. I got diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder called BKH, which is apparently only found in Japanese and Hispanic people.
Yeah, she's part
I'm
Japanese.
part Asian, y'all. Only 1/4, but I guess it counts. Everything was just super blurry and distorted.
weird.
Everyone's faces were like tiny and like their heads were small. I would explain my problem and I'm like, I sound crazy. This does not sound real, but it was.
Right.
It was,
You're back in action.
yeah, and what scared me is my mom said that if it had gotten worse, I would have been blind forever.
That's scary.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that that's not the case.
Me too. I'm glad I can see.
And I'm also glad that you could stay positive throughout that because that's pretty difficult.
It was hard.
Especially when you're away from home, too.
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, speaking away from home, didn't you grow up not at home?
I did. I moved away from home when I was 12.
Wow.
I was almost 13. I moved with Bailey Key. I lived with her for 5 years, actually, in Dallas, which is about 3 hours from my home.
To go to Texas Dreams?
Yeah.
Wow.
That
That's
is
dedication.
commitment, people.
So, Bruins, this was a super packed weekend filled with lots of fun. So here's some behind the scenes footage.
Dribble that ball. Point that toe. You got it, Kate Nasty.
Hello, Kyla's hotline. It's Pang calling.
It's my roomie.
Oh, hey, Romy.
We're about to have a slumber party tonight. It's lit.
Oh,
That was a different ending. When did you decide to change it?
because I'm being Joe.
Oh.
You're good.
Zen. I like Zen tea, but I don't want to drink it every day. Just love Zen tea.
Sonia Mraz is my personal hand warmer. Oh, she's Mike.
Hello, Janaeon is reporting here live from the Vault events.
But she's ready for bars. She's ready for bars on the vault event.
Ball is easy for you. You can do it.
I felt that speech deserved to be recorded, so I was trying to get it in there.
We don't talk anymore. Will you cry?
Maybe a little bit.
Oh, you're wearing the microphone. I'm sorry. Don't put that on the video.
I could be a commentator. Kyla Ross. I need you, I need you, I need you right now. I need you right now. Get it, get it, get it, get it! I know. I'm
something, and a boombox loud.
We are couple.
I'll fill you in.
Don't get down on yourself, get hungry.
Hungry on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hungry!
Now we're doing autographs, and it's probably going to take about 2 hours, but there's a lot of fans, so it's really exciting. There you go.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming. Hi. Sisters? Yeah, we're actually twins.
Oh, I can't sign by my face.
I'm just going to sign. Oh, that's okay. I'm going to sign over here. Ooh, this is so cool. I've spelled my name right like 10 times in a row. You should have seen me earlier. I was messing up. It was really bad.
Hi, what's your name?
Carter.
Carter. Did you have fun, Carter?
Yeah, her middle name's Anne too.
Really? That's my middle name. What's your name?
Kyla.
Oh, you got Carla. That's cool. I wish I was as cool as Kyla. One day.
Hi, what's your name?
I'm gonna forget how to spell my name. Never.
Macy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. All right, Bruin fans, we're halfway throughout season, so if you haven't checked out a meet yet, come check us out competing against Arizona February 25th in Poly Pavilion, and if you can't come, then it'll be on Pac-12 Networks. So, we will see you next time on
Bruin Banter!